My name is Nicholas Palmer, and I'm very excited and humbled to be a candidate in the Democratic primary to be your next justice on the Fifth Court of Appeals. These local elections are really, really important. Everybody hears so many things about the federal elections, the people at the top of the ticket, but these local elections are what really impact your daily lives the most. This is the Fifth Court of Appeals, and in the simplest fashion, there are three levels of courts within the state of Texas. There are your trial courts. There are hundreds of them all throughout the state. A lot of them specialize in different practice areas. They'll do just criminal law or just family law. Some of them are courts of general jurisdiction. Those tend to be in the more rural areas where they handle everything. All of those courts have just one judge who presides over everything. But judges are people too, and nobody's perfect, and sometimes judges make mistakes. And if your judge in a trial court so happen to make a mistake, what do? You take your case up to one of the Court of Appeals. There are 15 of them statewide, so 15 appellate courts that preside over different geographical regions of the state. That's one of the courts that I am running to be a justice on. Specifically, that's the Fifth Court of Appeals, which is the intermediate court of appeals that covers this region, 6 counties. And why the Fifth Court of Appeals is so important is because it is, by default, the court of last resort on the vast majority of cases that come out of this region. That's because our 2 state high courts, the Supreme Court for civil cases and the Court of Criminal Appeals for criminal cases, they only pick a handful of cases every year to decide. They get to decide which cases they hear, and they cherry pick the ones that they deem most important, that they want to decide. And because they preside over the whole state, only a handful of those come from this region, out of the Fifth Court of Appeals. And so of the approximately 1,500 to 1,600 cases that the Fifth Court of Appeals decides every year, it's going to be the last word. And its cases have precedential value for all judges in this area. So what the Fifth Court of Appeals says in a case that might not involve you can impact you should you ever find yourself in a courtroom in this region. So it's very important for everybody in this room.